Hey everyone, Danielle here. I'm doing a solo overview of Slay the Spire, the board game. I have Act 2 set up, so I'm going to be using the quick start rules from the rulebook. And so you'll get an idea of how that works if you just want to jump right into an Act 2 or 3 or 4. I'll be using the silent in this overview. You will put your markers at 0 energy, 0 block, and 9 health for your HP. I have this board here. It's pretty helpful because it tells you exactly what you'll need to do during the combat round, along with some icons. The other side of this board is actually going to be the market board, so you'll just turn that over when needed. Each of these characters will have its own separate deck. We have the starter deck here. The starter cards have a gray border on the outside of them. So for the silent, there are 12 cards, and you're going to want to shuffle them up. And then you have a deck of reward cards, which is pretty thick. I don't know exactly how many cards, but you're going to shuffle those up as well. And then a separate one for like the rare rewards. And there's a smaller deck, and you'll shuffle those up. As I mentioned before, I do have Act 2 set up. Out of the three options, I rolled a die, I rolled a 3, and so this is the boss that was chosen. You don't look at it, you just have it face down at the top of your map. Then you'll also take out all of the Act 2 related cards. So you're going to have all the enemies, the elites, the event cards, all of these out and shuffled. And then the summon deck, I like to put face up because that's a deck you don't need to shuffle, and it's not recommended that you do because some of these enemies and elites will summon specifically by name these monsters. So you're going to want to put these enemies face up or just, just don't shuffle them. I also have up here, we have relics, we have a potions, and then we have more treasures and stuff. So there's some cards off screen, but I will pull them into view as needed. On the board here, you would have shuffled all of these little circle tokens and then put them basically matching like the shade. So this is a lighter shade. You're going to place them like that. The darker shade placed on top of the darker shade. And you would have flipped them all over to look just like this. And this kind of creates a new map every time you play the game, which I think helps with replayability. Because obviously sometimes you might get a couple of different enemies to defeat in a row versus, if it were to be spread out across the different paths. So I really like that aspect of Slay the Spire. You're going to put the boot all the way at the bottom, and you do start off immediately with a monster, so keep that in mind. And then not important too much in solo play, but you will each get a mini, and that mini will be placed here, one in each of these. And essentially, as enemies come out, typically they would be placed to the right and basically be in a row belonging to each player. And in the solo case, you're not really forced to do it that way. I will just place them actually over here in front of me, just because that's how I have this set up right now. We have all the tokens and stuff here on the side. So that'll be right here. And I think we're ready to go through the quick start rules. So to start, we get a Niao bonus, and they look like this. These cards are the Niao bonus cards. I know it sounds like a funny word, but it's Niao, I think. Shuffle, and then I'll draw one. And then you just follow what the card says. So this one says gain 3 gold, and then you would choose a reward card and then choose an option below. So out of these 3, I could gain 5 gold, add a random rare card to your deck, or gain a rare reward card and lose 3 gold. All right, well, playing solo, you do start with 2 gold to begin with, and also you start with this loaded die relic, which is handy. So let's start with the 2 gold that we start with, and then the Niao's blessing will give us 3 more gold. 1, 2, 3. So we have a total of 5. And then we get to do a reward, card reward. So that requires you to draw 3 off of that deck, which is the one that has more cards. And then out of these 3 cards, you get to choose which cards you want to add to your deck. So we have Backstab. It's a 0 cost. The cost is on the top left. This would do 2 attack and plus 2 damage if the enemy is at full HP. You would exhaust this card, meaning it doesn't go back into your discard pile. We have Skewer, which has a cost of energy of X. Deal 1, where X plus 1 times. So you get to choose how much energy you're going to spend. Then we have Dodge and Roll. So you get 1 shield and 1 shield, and each shield can go to any player. So essentially I'd get 2 shields. I think I'll choose Skewer. And then the cards you don't pick will go on the bottom of the deck in any order. And I'll just do it like that. All right. And then now I think I'll choose to gain 5 gold. All right. And that's the only thing you'll do with the Niao blessings. You could basically return them to the box at this point. So going down the quick start rules, the next thing is that you actually start with an additional 6 gold. Go ahead and do that. And then card rewards, you do this 4 times. Okay. So the first one now I'll do. And I'll kind of just put them in a pile. These 3, those 3. And then one more pile. And then we'll look at each of these piles independently. So I'll look here. I have a piercing whale, 1 block. I have a weaken, exhaust, a poison, and given energy to any player, exhaust. I think poison has come helpful, so I think I'll add poison from this one. This pile. Ooh, golden ticket. So when you reveal a golden ticket, reveal a card from your rare deck. All right. Okay. So I guess I could add this into my deck. Ugh. Oh, I think I'd rather do riddle with holes, maybe. I don't know. I'll get this rare card. Put these 2 reward cards at the bottom. Take it. Okay, here. Draw 3 cards. Discard 1. Deal 2 times damage on each attack in the next attack. Then remove a heart token. Ooh, that's pretty good. I think I'll use terror from that one. And then the last pile here. Ooh, leg sweep has a lot of blocking. That could be useful as well. So I think I'll do the leg sweep. It's expensive. It costs 2 energy, but it might be worth it. Okay. All right, so we've got those. And then next is transform. So we could transform a card. Let's see. So transforming, do want to get the definition right here. So when you transform a card, I thought that was it. I do have the rules up just so I can get the wording right. So it says remove a card from your deck that isn't a curse. Keep it in the removed pile away from your deck. And then add the top card of your card rewards to your deck. So I'm gonna probably just transform one of these strikes. So I'm removing it and just adding the top card of my card rewards to my deck, which is a dodge and roll. Okay. And then after that one transform, I get to roll a die. It's a 2. I get to transform again. Probably do another strike here. Draw at the top. I added footwork. Okay. And then now I gain 1 potion. Entropic Brew, which says gain 2 potions. I might just do that. You can have at most 3 potions in front of you. And then 2 relics. Let's see what I get here. 1, 2. Oops. A Mercury Hourglass and an Horn Cleat. Nice. So these will activate based off of the die roll on each round. And then rare rewards. We get to do a rare reward. We have Malaise, Bullet Time, and Wraith Form. You can't lose more than 1 HP per round. Start the turn, place a cube, then exhaust if there are 2 cubes. Ooh, okay. So this could last two rounds, I guess. You can't draw the additional cards this turn. Reduce the cost of all cards in your hand to 0 this turn. Ooh, that's pretty good. Then X, apply that to an enemy X times exhaust. Ooh, I definitely like the poison for sure. So we'll add those to the bottom of the deck. And then we get 1 boss relic, which looks like this. And this says Black Blood, end of combat, heal 2 HP. Ooh, that will be helpful. So at the end of the combat, I always get to heal 2 HP. And now I can upgrade twice. What do I want to upgrade? Probably the strike will be upgraded. So what that is exactly is you just flip it over. Now they went from 1 attack to 2 to a 2 damage attack. Okay. And then now we get to visit the merchant. So let's do that. So with the merchant, you have to just draw out some cards, put them out onto the board. And then with all the gold, I could potentially get more stuff out to be used. So you're really like giving yourself some options. And then you could pay 3 gold to remove a card. You could do that once per player. And then buy cards. You get to place out 3 reward cards. And depending on the rarity, so I have 2 like commons and 1 uncommon. So the uncommon will cost me 3 gold. And these will cost me 2. And yeah, I think I'll go ahead and take a look here when you're. Ooh, fairy in a bottle is good. I'm gonna spend 3 on that. That'll be that. And then I'll spend 2 on the fire potion. And that's 3 potions total now that I have. So I won't be able to have more. So I can't really buy this because I have all the other ones. And then here for the treasure chest, I could spend 6 gold to deal 4 damage. On a roll of a 4, draw 3 cards, gain 1 energy. Ooh, I think I like the damage one. I don't think there's a limit on relics. So I'm spending a total of 6 for that. Pretty pricey, but very helpful. And I think with 5 gold, I'm not really gonna be able to buy anything else except these. And I don't have to. I think I might actually just spend 3 gold to discard or remove a card from my deck. So I'll just have 2 gold left over. I'm gonna probably remove one of my strikes. I need a good balance of cards. Okay. And these just go on the bottom of my reward cards again. Just do some cleanup here. Potions go to the bottom. These here. So quite a bit of setup if you're not really starting fresh at Act 1, which is fine because obviously you want to play a balanced game if you're just going straight into Act 2. I have a lot of great resources here for me as I play the game, and I'm just gonna go ahead and shuffle now. I think it's really cool that they have the quick start rules anyway. Okay. All right. So I'll do a few turns and see if I even last a few turns. My Act 2 has been brutal. Maybe my strategy is off, but at least you'll get a feel of how this game goes. All right, so first things first, we have an encounter. So let's find the first card of the enemy deck, and it is a Centurion. It's going to have 15 health. You put a cube here on the 10, a cube on the 5. It says Fury, when the mystic in the row dies, and only the bottom action, and only take the, okay, interesting. So this actually spawns a mystic. And it says when the mystic in this row dies, it gains strength and only take the bottom action. Okay. So let me spawn that mystic. And I passed it, I guess. Here we go. And then this one has 12 health. So it's going to be an uphill battle here. Okay. All right. I will start combat. So player starts. We have 3 energy. You always have to reset your block to 0. And then I draw 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But something to note is at the start of combat, which is only right now, I draw 2 cards. So I get to draw 2 more cards. So I have a bunch of cards to work with, but 3 energy to spend. I have footwork, which gives me shields. More shields, shield, attack, shield. Ooh, lots of shields. Okay, next we roll the dice. It's a 5. So now we have to look through everything that we have and activate the 5s. So right off the bat, we have the loaded die. It gives us 1 shield on a roll of a 5. And yeah, now we can play our cards. So again, we have 3 energy. And I think looking here, we also applied the 5 on that die roll to the any other cards in this round. So the 5 means I'll get hit with 3 attack by the Centurion, and the Mystic will give all enemies strength. So yeah, and it has to act last. All right. I don't know what to do here. I definitely need to get some blocks, more blocks, I think. At least 2 more, because it's gonna do 3 damage to me. So I'll play the strike first. That's 1 energy. So my first attack will be 2 damage. And I'm going to do it to this. 1, 2. And then I'll yeah, I guess I'll do a survivor for 1 more energy. And that's going to be 2 blocks. So I'm at 3 blocks. And I get to discard a card. So I'll just discard this. It doesn't matter. And then my last energy can be spent on a defend. Which gives me 1 more. All right. And then everything gets discarded. Now we will move to the enemy turn. So if they had any blocks on them, unless it states otherwise, you remove all the blocks. Currently, they don't have any, so that's fine. And then after that, they will take their action. So with the die roll of a 5, they're going to do 3 damage. 1, 2, 3. So I have 1 block left. And then the Mystic is going to do give a strength to all enemies. Okay. And then that's it. I'll go ahead and take my turn, drawing 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'll go ahead and roll the die. It's a 1. So that triggers the Horn Cleat, and actually I have to set my energy to 3, my block to 0. So the Horn Cleat does give me 1. A 1 says deal 1 damage to any row. So I'll do 1 damage to these rows. I'm assuming that's what that means. And then nothing on these. Alright, so at the end of combat, yeah, nothing happens there yet. Oh, Malaise is so good. So with a die roll of 1, they get 3 blocks. All enemies heal 3. That's not good. But anyway, Malaise, I'll play for 3. So that's gonna be a total of 3 weaken. Weaken are these tokens. So 3 weaken, and I'll put it on Centurion. And then I'll also put poison, 3 poison on them. And there's not much they can do about the poison, luckily. And poison means they take a damage at the end of their turn. And this card says exhaust on it, so that means it doesn't go back into discard. I'll just exhaust it. I'll put it here. That was all my energy. I had to discard the cards in my hand. Just double check there's no... sometimes cards have like if still in your hand or something, it does something. So just keep that in mind. Now it's the enemy turn. You would remove enemy blocks if they had any. They don't. Otherwise, now it's their enemy actions. So this one is going to gain 3 shields to the Mystic. Okay. And then this is going to give heal 3 HP for all enemies. Back to the beginning, and this is just back here. I don't think it can heal past where it was. And that's it. I think that's all they can do. This poison will hit them for 3. So 1, 2, 3. And then it's back to my turn. I gain 3 energy, reset the blocks to 0, and draw 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then roll the dice. So 1. Alright, so I gain 1 shield. And then I could deal 1 damage to any row. My row is just my row. And then we'll hopefully do some damage here. Skewer. Ooh, that's good. I'm gonna spend all 3 energies and deal 4 damage. So 4 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then let's see. I think that's all I can do. All right. So now they'll remove all their blocks. So this one's all removed. And actually, they would have just blocked 1 damage before from that hit. That's fine. Forgot about their blocks. And then now, with the die roll of the 1, they're going to give 3 to the Mystic. And all enemies heal 1 again. 1, 2, 3. So that back to 10. Okay. And this is all healed already anyway. All right. And then they're going to take 1, 2, 3. Is that right? Yes. So if it's 10, they're taking 3, they're at 7 actually. Okay. And the strength didn't disappear because they didn't actually attack me yet. The strength um uh disappears when they do their next attack, I think. So strength actually seems like it stays. I had not been playing it that way, but just checking the rule book, it looks like it does stay. It doesn't remove the way weaken does. So or weak is what they say. All right. Um that's what they do. And then I think it's our turn. We'll go ahead and gain 3 energy, reset that. We just need to reshuffle here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, I think I'm gonna use this potion here, the fire potion, to deal 4 damage. I'll deal 4 damage here. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. And I'll roll my dice. It's a 5. So that'll trigger just this block. And 5 means I'll take 3 damage and they'll give another strength. So they'll really deal me 4, but they have 3 weakens. All right. So mm, yeah, I think I'll go ahead and spend 3 power on this skewer. Deal 1 X plus 1 times. So that's going to be 4 because X is 3. And now defeat this mystic. I mean, I'm sorry, the centurion. So that's defeated. We'll move the tokens. Flip it over to show that it is defeated. And then we just discard everything else. And then now they'll go. They're going to give strength again. Remove the blocks, actually. And then I have to hopefully kill them. Reset everything. Draw 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now I'm focusing on that one. I would love to give it some yeah, let's see. Let's roll the dice or the die. It's a 6, so just gain 1. That means they're gonna only get stronger. Hopefully I don't roll a 3 or a 4. I'll spend 1 power on this terror to give myself one of these. And then I'll spend 1 on a poison. Give them 1 poison. And then lastly, I'll spend my last energy to gain 2 shields. Although I don't need it this time. But, oh well, it's the only card I could play. And I had to discard a card in that process, but I'm discarding everything anyway. And then it's their turn. They're gonna gain a strength. And then they're gonna take a damage from the poison. All right, reset. Draw 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have to remember about this. The vulnerable token. It's a 2, so that gives me 1 shield. Deal 1 damage to any row. Go ahead and do that. And then that's that. Okay. Hmm. So my next attack is going to be the strike for 1 energy. And it's going to be 2 times 2. So it's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're down to 6 health on them. I have 2 more energy. Now go ahead and spend 1 on the Storm of Steel. Discard any number of cards and gain shifts for each discarded. I'll discard 3 cards. And then gain 3 shifts. And I could spend 3 for 3 attack. And I'll do that. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So now it's their turn. All enemies heal 3. 1, 2, 3. And then they're poisoned, puts them back down to 1. All right. I'll reset. Draw 5. 1. 2, 3, 4, 5. And they have just 5 health left. See what I can do. I have another poison. Spend a... Oh, I had to roll. It's a 5. I gain 1. Okay, so I spent 1 to give another poison. And then I'll spend 0 for neutralize and attack it for 1. And give them 1 weaken. Or 1 weak. I keep calling it weaken. And then I have 2 more. I'll go ahead and play a survivor. And that gives me 2 shields. And discard a card. And I'll spend my last energy on a dodge and roll. So I gain 2. All right. So on a 5, they will give another strength token. They're 4, so that would be a big attack if they ended up doing that. But anyway, it's gonna hit them for 2 with the poison. And then it's back to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's like very like back and forth. And easy to follow. Another 5. Okay, just gain 1 shield. And I'll be able to just finish it off, spending 1 energy for a strike, which is just 2 attack. And it's going to be 1, 2, and it's going to be... Ooh, I think I need 1 more. I need 1 more attack there, which I have this other strike that I upgraded, luckily, and now it's dead. Ooh, okay, that was rough. That took a while, but it is exciting to see how things go with the card draw. And at this point, you would just like combine all your decks again, all your cards that you played, exhausted as well, and just kind of shuffle them together. And then you're gonna put the Mystic back into the summon deck with the others. This way it's easy to find. And then you'll flip back over the enemy you defeated, and this says gain 1 gold. And do a card reward. So do that. And then you'll simply put this on the bottom of the deck. So let's see. 1, 2, 3. We have a couple of different cards here. Accuracy. Ooh, your shivs deal 1 more damage. That's pretty good. Poison stab. 1 attack and a poison. Crippling cloud. Ooh, everyone gets poison. Oh, I like that. Okay, we'll do that one. Okay, so that was quite a bit of a long combat. So as you can see, this game could, you know, last pretty long, I guess. All right. Let's put this back down. More shuffled. And now we decide where we want to go. We have 3 paths. We can either fight another enemy or go into these events. And I'll go ahead and just show you what the event is. And I'll probably end the video here because it's getting quite long. All right, so I'll show you this event. It's the woman in blue. says from the darkness, and the arm pulls you into a shop. Buy a potion now. So you could buy one or buy two or just leave. And if you leave, you lose 1 HP. So it's in my best interest to probably buy at least one. And I have room for one. So I'll go ahead and spend one, buy a potion. It's the skill potion. The next skill you play this turn is played twice. That's pretty cool. And then this simply just goes back to the bottom of the event deck. All right. So something else I want to show you is the rest. So that is the symbol to rest. You would be able to rest up here, but of course you'd be able to find some opportunities to rest using other areas of the board that have the icon. And when you rest, you get to decide to heal 3 HP or upgrade a card. So you could do one or the other when you get to a rest. And then when you get up to the boss, you just flip over the boss and then it's the same thing. They might have some special powers and everything. And if you're okay with spoilers, continue watching. Otherwise, probably you might want to navigate away. But I'll flip over the boss now. And I'll show you these little squares, the red squares. So how this works is you place a cube on it. And every turn at the end of their combat turn, they're going to move this down, and that's what's going to determine what they do on their next turn. So you'll always know what they're going to do on their turn, and it just cycles through. All right. And so this bronze automaton has a start of combat ability. So at the start, it summons 1 bronze orb per player. And then depending on the player count, the bronze automaton has about 4 different health at the top. So 55 for solo. You'll notice that you're not really tracking it here. You will be tracking it here. So you'll put a red cube on the 50 and then on the 5. And then you'll track the health just like that. All right. And then hopefully you win. You kind of just go back and forth just as you do with the other enemies. Um, and if you last, you get to move on to the next act. And if you don't, you're defeated. All right, I'm going to end this video here. I hope you enjoyed this brief overview of Slay the Spire, the board game. I'm finding this to be extremely fun. Building up the deck and everything has been very interesting. Just kind of seeing what different combos you might be able to do. And I really enjoyed the aspects of the potions and the relics and everything with the die roll. I think it's, it's not too complex that, a person who's used to playing the video game version wouldn't be able to enjoy the board game version either. All right, well, let me know what you think of this game. Have you played it before on I guess, your computer or the actual board game like this? I would love to know which one is your favorite character to play as. Again, this is the Silent, and I'm enjoying it so far. I haven't tried any other ones just yet, but I'm sure I'll get there. All right, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider subscribing because I make videos like this all the time. I post on a weekly basis, unboxings, overviews, playthroughs, and sometimes tutorials. And even a like or a comment would be great as well. Hope you're doing well, and I'll see you next time. Bye.